Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. I am excited to keep working on this. This is going to be a fun system, I think. So today I will be programming with a cherry vanilla Coca-Cola. Yep. That is definitely good. All right. It's going to move this over. There we go. All right, let's see where we left off. I haven't gotten any other crash reports, so I guess we're good. All right. So I got a couple things going off stream here. I got to move some cables. There we go. So basically now, here, I'll break a couple things. When you place down a Nexus, it starts off with 250. I gave it power. Once you complete one of the two other things to do, so if you take some magic chalk and then complete that, you'll see it actually upgrades. Now it's 2,500 neutral mana. And then when you do the last part, it becomes 5,000 mana. Right? So this configuration actually does do something. It makes this have a lot more capacity. So now what we need to do is, you see that connected stations, I want to be able to show you what blocks are currently connected to this Nexus. And to do that, I created a tool. I just call it a leyline resonator. Little tool with a gem at the tip. Yeah, right there. Not too bad. Damn trees are in the way of my sunlight. There we go. May that be a lesson to you, tree. Hey, we're getting some light. Yeah, we'll get plenty of light. Perfect. So yeah, so there are two modes on this right now. One's a connection mode and one's a disconnect mode. So you could toggle between them, right? So the connection mode, I should be able to right-click on this, and it would have said Nexus saved and ready to link. So the way this is going to work is you need to pick the Nexus first, and when you're in connection mode, and then register that Nexus. And then anything that you target like this, I'd be able to right-click on it, link Nexus, link station to Nexus. So this station should be linked to the Nexus. So it did do it. Looks like I have to adjust the XYZ position. It does it in that Manhattan format. But that should be maybe the XYZ position. Let's try somewhere else. It doesn't look quite right. What about that? Okay, so it looks like that's not quite right. We'll have to deal with that. Oh, I like the Nexus texture. Thanks. We got 3 different kinds here. So that one's the neutral Nexus. So then you'll have the light Nexus, and then you have the dark Nexus as well. Boop, boop. So you got those as well. But this is the neutral one. This is the one that you'll probably be using the most. This one, you're actually going to recharge with having NPCs get close to it. I want it to pull them in, and I want it to suck the life force out of them. That's how you recharge this one. I have no idea with the light. I gotta find some gimmick for it. This one is just going to take burnable items. This is going to be the easiest one to come by. And again, you can enhance it by drawing the runes on the ground and building this little setup here. So, and we got 5,000 Nexus. I will have the connected devices here, although actually if I have them up top, I may just make a big red button so you could just disconnect all the devices off of a Nexus without the tool. So I should have something come up here, and it looks like it is not the case. And move that here. Yeah, I'm not seeing what I want here. So we got to work on this. This system's going to be a little more complex. A little bit more. I'm going to have to do packets. I tried to get away from doing more packets, but I think with this system, a packet, I need some kind of packet system. It's needed. So let's create some packets. So I do, you know, I started to work on this. I do have this. So that's the slot number. Nexus XYZ. Adding or removing. Okay, so I started to do it. Did I do anything with this? Let's look at the handler. Okay, so I created a packet. Message. I will probably need all of this. Okay, so I did add... Yeah, so I added something here. Man, look how messy this is. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, boy. Let's look at our helpers. Okay, I did not create a helper for this, so I'm not even calling this packet anymore. I think I'm going to have to break this out into separate packets. I think I'm going to need a packet that, like, maybe it doesn't try to do as much like what I'm trying to do here. I may have to send separate packets for things. So one would be... Okay, I'm gonna modify the packet now that the system's a little more evolved. So this right here, this int for a number slot, I don't think we need to do that. We should probably start off with a bool. And this bool should be like, are you adding or removing the information? And then I should get the Nexus XYZ and the Station XYZ. So I think really it's... you know what? I think I do need all this information. Because if I add something, I can just pick and choose what I use, right? Like I could say add true. And then I can say this is going to be the input. Oh, you know what? Instead of input, string. So I could say string, attribute, key. That'd be perfect. And then I can choose if I want to pipe through the Nexus stuff or if I want to pipe through the Station stuff. So I probably should put another bool in here. And this should say bool is Nexus. So I'll be able to see if it's a Nexus or not. Let's get rid of things. Okay. Let's make our helper. And I got a lot of windows open. There we go. All right, we are gonna make a helper. I need to get into my helpers. Oh, here they are. I'm just gonna copy this. Paste. We will call it send packet leyline nexus modify station. We're going to paste this in. We will paste this in as well. Something tells me that I should have separate packets for these instead of trying to make one generic does everything packet. I should have a packet that can add and remove from just the Nexus, and I should have another packet that deals with just the station. Because they're going to be two separate things, and they're handled a little differently. So for this, I will say this is Nexus. So I can get rid of that bool is Nexus. That's kind of useless at this point. And I can get rid of this, right? So are you adding or removing on the Nexus block? Input string key, so that's going to be whatever the position is. And a Nexus right now can hold 10 items. It's going to be able to anyways. And then the XYZ position for the block position. Same thing with the station. It's going to be the same thing. Are you adding or removing from the station? Whatever that attribute key is, that attribute key is going to be the same key for everything, but I'm still going to put it like this instead of statically putting it in. And then, of course, it's going to be the station XYZ that I'm going to be adding or removing a tag from. And then I'll just send these two out separately. Which means we have to go into the handler. And we're going to change some things here. This is going to be Nexus. I think I'm going to change the wording of this. Instead of leyline Nexus, modify Nexus, it should be leyline system modify what the block is. That looks better. Leyline system. There we go. So we're going to have those two. Now it's going to be upset because the methods are not right. So we're going to come on down, paste. I got to change these two clients to server packets. Now that those are saved, we need to go into the messages. This should be the system. Copy. Paste. I'm going to copy all of this. Paste. I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to minimize this. We'll start with the actual Nexus. It's going to be quite upset until I get everything together. There we go. Copy, and I just got to paste and paste. Perfect. Oh. Paste and paste. That should do it. So we have a server and a client where we're going to modify the leyline system for the Nexus. And then the same thing for each. They're called, I'm calling them stations internally. Delicious. All right, so let's start with the Nexus. Block Nexus. I'm going to get the input X, Y, and Z to get the block. I'm going to make sure that it is indeed a block station. So right now I'm getting a block that I'm making sure that it's the block that I think it is. And if that is the case, then we can get the block entity. Which that looks perfectly fine as well. And then if there is a block entity with it, another safety check, we're going to start pulling attributes out. And this is where things are going to get kind of different. I'm going to cut this out. And I'm going to just try and do a straight... Yeah, all of this can go away. I'm just going to do a straight set, because this is technically adding. In here, we're going to add an if statement. I'm going to look at network, message, adding info. So if you are adding info, gonna redo it a little bit here. There we go. Put that in there. Okay, so if there's a block entity, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything. If you are considered adding info, we're gonna do a straight set. It's going to be whatever the station is here. So that's gonna be this dot, or not this, it would be network message dot. We're going to be looking for the string attribute key. So it's going to be the attribute key and then the XYZ position. Instead of station, this needs to be nexus for each one. There we go. So basically, you use this tool, we send this packet, and it's going to update the nexus with whatever the attribute key is. Now we got to put an else statement here, because now if you are removing information, I can do test1.remove attribute, and then it's going to remove the key. Actually, you know what I got to do? I got to make sure that the attribute is even there. You got to check before you remove, or that could crash it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste this in here. So if this dot has attribute, and I'm going to look for that key, if it has the attribute, then go ahead and remove it. Gone. That's everything. There we go. Get rid of all the extra bloat. We're going to copy this. Now it's going to be a similar thing down here. My God, look at all this stuff. Paste. So instead of nexus, I'm going to use the keyword of station. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do station here. Anywhere where it says nexus, I'm just going to make it say station. Okay. This should be generic. So if this is block station generic, keep going. Oh, how am I going to do this? I don't have a block entity. You know what? I don't need to make a call specifically like this. I can just say block entity because I extend block entity. And it would already have to be one of my stations anyway, so that could be my check. So I can do this. All right. In which case, I may want to do the same thing over here. Because I'm not getting anything specific to that particular block entity. So this should work just fine. And then it's pretty much going to do the same thing, just with the different attribute key string. Except this is, you know what? I guess I could have used the same packet, huh? This is pretty much like a duplicate packet. I guess, you know, yeah, I guess this really could have been just a duplicate packet. Since I'm doing a raw, I thought I had to do a specific entity check. Thanks. If we look at this, let me just double check my stations here. I'm pretty sure this is redundant. Yeah, this is also block entity generic. All right, fuck it. I guess I could just use one of these packets. All right, let's go into the IP helper. I guess we'll use the Nexus one. There we go. Send packet, leyline system, modify Nexus. Of course. Of course. So I'm going to paste this in, and it's going to look for a bool. Instead of slot in, will be add in. So it'll be a bool add in. The next thing we're going to want is the attribute key. And I can keep that as path name in. Actually, I should say key in. Path implies that it's an item, it's a, you know, a path instead of a key. So. And then we have an X, Y, and Z position. So, boop, boop, and boop. This would be Z, this would be Y, that's X. These are going to be integers. So I could just do X in, Y in, Z in. That should be all the information we need. I'm going to get rid of those two things. I'm going to get rid of these. And this is going to be X, Y, and Z. I'm going to make a change to my packet here. I'm going to consolidate. So these are still integers. X, Y, and Z. Still says it's unhappy, but you know what? I think it'll be happy by the time we're done with everything. All right, let's go to my handler. Now for the handler, I'm going to get rid of this packet. We're just going to focus on the Nexus. Anywhere where it says Nexus here, I want to say station. Ba, ba, da, ba, da, da. And this should be station generic. Sweet. For these, I'm just going to comment this right out, just so I'm not tempted to use it by accident. So we're going to focus on just using one packet. Our helper, it says it's unhappy, cannot convert float to int. Int and int. There we go. Now we've successfully put a wrapper around this packet. Delicious. All right, so let's go in our tool. We are going to have to redo some of this. Let's start with mode 0. I may make an enum for this just because I don't like magic numbers. But for now, I know 0's connect, 1 is disconnect. But I'll end up making an emote for that, or enum, not an emote. So this right here, right, where we're trying to do some like write to attributes, I'm going to say rm helpers dot, we're going to call this packet. I want to get the world, so the world is going to be player.world. It's going to be true is going to be next, right? Because we're going to put the bool in. We are going to want to be adding this key for the ley line. And for this, we're going to want to do an X, Y, and Z. There we go. So we're going to send that packet, which should get rid of all of this. Boop. I feel like I'm missing a step here. Oh, okay. Now I see it. Never mind. I'm not. If this is a nexus, oh, I need to send a packet up there. That's what I'm missing. I'm like, wait, I need to get a nexus on file here. I need to save it. Want to work on mod? Want to play Starfield? Don't want to work on mod? Want to play Starfield? Help, Vice. How's the mod going? It's going well. I'm creating a leyline system right now, a magic leyline system. So you'll be able to have those nexus blocks. I'll show you if you want to give me 5 minutes. I could show you how things are working. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. You know what? Actually, I don't need to send a packet here. It's saving it as a variable right there. And then what I'm doing is I'm just sending, I'll be sending 2 packets. I hate when it does that. Sometimes like the spacing's just kind of weird and it's not taking the hint. There we go. So I can do something like this. Oh, that could be why it was acting weird. So the first thing, right, we're going to send the leyline connected nexus packet. Oh, shoot. I'm going to cut those out. We're going to backtrack a little bit. I want to see what was there originally. I had this tagged wrong, I think. Okay, yeah, so no wonder why my initial system wasn't working. So I think I gotta do like Nexus Station 1. And then it's going to be this Nexus block for this packet. All right, let's give this a try. That way I can also show you Severed Skulls, what I'm working on. I'm not going to worry about a disconnect packet yet. Let's just make sure that I can build everything and it's okay. Nah, man, keep cracking at it. I'll see when you inevitably test. Vice are killing me with these parameter packets, man. Just send block selection.position. Get the XYZ from that. No need for 3 arguments. Well, see, the thing is, I'm saving this information as an attribute because it's got to maintain that, like, it's got to know upon reboot where its nexus is to be able to pull any kind of the mana pool from that. I've tried saving things with set item stack, and I've tried with set block position. Both of those barely work. The block position, actually, that packet, that gets randomly removed and dropped. I understand I'm referring to something, send, packet, player message. Okay, so what's wrong with that? Send packet, player message. Your last three parameters. Send packet, player message. What, in the helpers? I don't have an XYZ with it. It was another one. Okay. I don't know. You mean something like this. Was that what you were thinking of? Well, the reason why I do that is because using the proto-contract system, I can't send anything beyond basic integers, floats, strings, bools. I can't send anything that has to do with an item stack, block position data, that kind of stuff will crash. So I have to break out the raw data and then reassemble it, you know, in the packet message part itself. It would be nice to be able to just get as a whole block position. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Up here. Up here, instead of XYZ, I could just get the block position, and then I could break it out through block position. Here. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it? Right? Like, right now I'm saving thing as like a Vec3i. So, that's just how I'm doing it. It works. All right, let's try it out. We'll go into this world. It's the same thing. The same thing. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum. Besides, I mean, yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, typing it out each time, I don't have to type it out each time. I copy and paste my helper methods. So it will already have everything. I just tweak a couple things about it, and then it's done. So I haven't had to sit there and like type things out. So I'll show you this. So we have, you know, let me pull this up. So there are 3 different nexuses. This is going to have the neutral mana. You can see I have it up top. And then you have a light nexus and a dark nexus. The dark nexus is going to be cool because it's going to be it's going to take life force from NPCs and possibly players that get too close to it. So that's how it's going to fill. You'll notice these two are at 150 or 250 as a maximum. This one's at 5,000. It's because I actually put in the system where it's going to dynamically look for these blocks. Yeah, that's cheating! Cheater! So right now, that only holds 250 essence. But if you complete this, it goes to 2,500, which is a substantial increase, just having the runes around it. And then once you place the engraved mana stones, you'll see it goes up to 5,000 as a maximum. So it's going to be worth, you know, upgrading this when you can. That way this holds more neutral mana, and you could do it with these as well. The light nexus, the dark nexus, you could do it with those as well. But you'll be able to, you know, you'll be able to just be able to hold more. Because these are designed to be more stationary blocks. You really shouldn't move them. And I'll probably have it to where if you do move them, you lose whatever essence you have saved up on it. I may make it to where there's going to be like another thing with the leyline system where you could link one thing to another and then maybe drain the essence out of one, you know, as like a standby to another nexus that's like it, like a nexus to nexus transfer. But you know, it's going to be you know, a different time. How are you checking for those blocks? Just on the ticks, or are you hooking into the block placed events or something? Nope. So I'm doing them a little differently each time. For this part right here, I'm actually just kind of looking at the chunk, the block accessor, and I'm just kind of running through. I do a check once every second just to see if anything changed. So you'll see, like, when you break it, see it takes a second because I'm just doing a 1 second check. If it sees that there's something new, like if I put that rune down, it's back up to 5,000. You know, so there's like a little delay, but 1 second's not bad. For these are just positional checks based on this block position. I'm looking to make sure that the items that you have here at the top, it's really only checking those. It's not checking the, you know, anything else. So you could have no blocks here. You can have like whatever blocks you want, decorational. But it needs to see this, 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 and this. And it's just, again, it's doing that one-time check every second. Is there still a block there? If there is, great. If not, you know, update the bool. BTF, the delay can be bigger if it saves on performance. What do you mean? What's TBF? To be frank. Oh, the delay. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah, that's why I have it every 1 second. I'm like, this is a system where like you can account for that little bit of lag, because it does do a couple block checks, but you know, it's not really that big of a deal. Like with that 1 second, it's gonna really crisp things up. But either way, like, you know, the thing, you know, I got to come to terms with here, and I think other people are gonna have to, is a magic system, a magic mod is going to be, you know, it's gonna be a lot, right? Like this leyline system, it has to do checks. You know, this kind of like runic system here, it has to do checks to make sure they're still there. I can do my best to limit it, but you know, like, it will still do checks. I vaguely remember seeing some sort of Ismark dirty flag on the chunk. Don't know if there's a read access, but could check the chunk is dirty first, then ignore the blocks checked if it isn't. Could do that, I suppose, although I mark it dirty anyways when I do the check. Yeah, I mean, there may be a way to optimize it, but the name of the game right now is not optimization, it's getting the systems in place. You know, because, like, I have the GUI, so it reflects... Actually, I didn't even check that. Yeah, see, I need to put that information through. This is a static 5,000. So, see, there's still things that I have to do. But yeah, the linkage system here is the core feature of this. So I should be able to right-click this. It says it saved my Nexus. And it did not send anything. I was expecting information to pop up, and it did not. Oh, actually, let me see here. No, I'm not getting anything in my loggers either. So, am I sending that packet? How am I sending this? So I should be sending things here. Let's pull up a simple logger. Let me make sure it's even getting to this. It may not even be firing. I'm going to try and get the side as well. So I'm just going to do dash side. We'll do player.world plus. All right. Boop. So it's coming from... I forgot to put side in. Like, that's not helpful. It's coming from the client, so that's fine. That is fine. I guess now the important thing is, why is it not setting the information? Let's go into the messages. This is our packet we're looking at. I'm going to put a couple logs in here, too. Oh, here we go. RMR references. I'm just going to copy this. This is just going to be, you know, I'm just going to call this 1. I'm going to paste this in. This will be 2. We got to there. Oh, Oh, wait. Oh, I know what I did. Oh. Oh, wait, not test one. I want to do VES1 dot mark dirty. Whoops. And actually, I'm going to cut it out here. I'm only going to mark dirty if it removes something. That way, if someone decides to spam it, it's not going to, like, mark things dirty, right? To force an update. Yeah, that's holding... Yeah, my references is holding a lot of static stuff, a lot of constants. Sorry for all the questions. I'm woefully bored at work. No, it's all right. Yeah, I have like all my constants for like my config files. Anytime I'm sending packets, I make it a constant string in there for the key. I put a logger in, so it automatically will put so like that right there. That's what you see. So it already puts like Rustbound magic. It automatically pipes it as a debug thing in case I forget to pull it out, and then it just puts in the string. So it kind of formats it. That way, if someone's like, oh, hey, you know, I got this error and it looks like it's from your mod. If it doesn't say Rustbound Magic, it's nothing that I produced, right? Not error, but print statement. So, because that has happened before in the past. I'm troubleshooting some dude's stuff and it wasn't even my mod, it was some other mod. But, you know, they both had the keyword a fly, and my thing was a flying machine, so... Yeah. I just specifically remember the wiki saying don't hold static references to anything other than primitives. That's true, but there are times when you do have to do statics. But something like that, I prune out my print statements anyways. So, the print statements, and they're debugged, so they don't go through anyways. When you load them up in a real world, they're only going to come up with me in this environment. From what I read anyways, that's how they should work. So I wasn't worried about that. Anything else? It is all primitive data. You know, we're talking about constants and stuff that are not changing. So. Actually, but yeah, they're not even statics. Like, that's just the one static. Everything else, you know, like my stored data, my file version for the configs, you know, like all the mod IDs and stuff, you know, all of my keys, they're not statics. I got out of doing a lot of static stuff when I left Minecraft. Gotcha, you're definitely more in the know than I am when it comes to VS, and I did know if that was the case. Yeah, I knew about it. And like I said, there are times when you will need to do some statics. For instance, one place I could think of is when you're doing config files. Pretty sure this has to be a static. You know, when you're referencing and loading from your config. You know, but, I mean, you're talking about, like, very few. Like, this right here, this dictionary, I wanted that to be a static because this is the global dictionary of all the spells. That thing is not changing, and that thing needs to be around in case anyone in the server casts a spell, and it needs to do a lookup to get, like, mana cost or anything as you're casting. It needs to be available. So yeah, that's got to stay up. It's the heartbeat. But yeah, other than that, you don't really use statics. Alright, what was I working on? What was I doing? Shit. Wait a minute. I think in here. Okay, it's in here. Oh, I already made the change. That's why I started talking about things. Linked. Not linked. Oh wait, I gotta look at my print statements here. So it's getting into here. Let's see if we get to a 3. Let's see if I'm sending the right packet. Yep, it got into there. Well, that was what I was trying to wrap my head around, because I was like, how can I just arbitrarily access my mod system or implementations without statics? Yeah, again, right? There are going to be some times where you do gotta use them, unless there's a better way, and I just don't know it. Like, I could be wrong. There could be a better way. I don't develop this game, right? I do this for fun on the side. I wanted to teach myself a new programming language besides Java, and it works out that this game uses C#. So could be, you know, let's get an axe. So if anyone knows a better way, let me know. Oop. That's right. Let's clear some of these trees out of the way. I want to see that beautiful sun. There it is. Hey, we got more light. Woo! All right. This item is beyond your comprehension. Yeah, I'm not seeing any information come up here. So I am indeed in connection mode. Right-click this and it saved it. I right-click this and it should have saved it, but it did not. All right, let's go into, not the Nexus block. I think I got to get rid of some of this stuff. I don't need the Nexus block. I may need this. You know, I don't even think I need this anymore. Boop. This is what we should be looking at. Oh, I forgot a crucial step in the packet. Yep. Let's get a from player dot entity dot world. Instead of attributes, I just named this test one. I probably should change that. So that this should help immensely. There we go. Let's fireball this in and try it again. Boop. Boop. Hey, there we go. So we see the Nexus Tier 1 neutral west. So actually that's wrong because it got a snapshot of itself. This looks like it still doesn't have anything linked up to it. So I may have something reversed. The only other alternative I could think of was serializing everything into the world save, but it seems pretty silly to have serialize, deserialize everything every time I want to access it. Yeah, that is kind of silly. Yeah. It's just, but, you know, there are some people, though, who would use statics for, like, every single thing. You mean I don't have to do public static for everything? What? Alright, so, I mean, we get some information, but it's not... At least it's sending the packet correctly. Let's make some magic happen. Let's make some magic happen! So this is going to have to be on the tool. I no longer need this. I know what side we are sending things from. I'm going to comment this. I'm going to say, update Nexus. Oh, yeah, this is... Yeah, because I'm getting the block selection position. Okay, wait a minute. This will be updating station. Cut that out, paste, right? And then this would be... update Nexus. So that's going to be, so for the Nexus, I'm just going to put it into position 1. And then we got the X, Y, and Z. And then for the other one, we are, yeah, this should be fine. This is fine. Yeah, that position is off. I'm going to have to look at that. I think it does the Manhattan position. So I'm going to have to do the conversion for it. It should equal, I think it's 0. The Y is going to be the Y, then 0. So it could be, you know, depending on where we are, that literally could be, yeah, that's literally this position. It should be 0, 0. So if I end up moving this over, we'll make another one over here. We should see that change. Boop. I'm not going to put the fancy stuff around it. So I will do this and this. Boop and boop. Yeah, see, the position changed. So I just have to change that Manhattan thing. Position. And literally, I think you do that by... on the display, I would be doing that. So in the... Not the sanctum. Let's get rid of the sanctum stuff. Let's get rid of my references. Let's get rid of the proto contracts. I need to go back into here, the block station nexus. Let's look at info. Yeah, so for this, it's literally going to have to be something like... Was it 512000 minus... I think that's it, right? Because this is 00. 512, yeah. So to make it look right, I believe I have to do this. It's either plus or minus. Edit. Oh, hold on. Words! There we go. 0, 112, 0. That's something that people would know. And this is 00 right now. Then this one should be... It should be negative, negative. Ah, see, I got it wrong. So 235... So those are additions here, so I need to do plus for each one. There's probably like a math method helper thing to do this. Okay, that's not it. Oh, wait. I think it's sequence. Hold on. So I need to do... Cut this out. I think I need to do it this way. I think that's it. It's one of these. You know, I could look at my old mod because I figured all this crap out there. Yeah, so it can't be that. I think negatives. There we go. That's what it is. So 00 isn't actually 00, but half the world width and height. Good to know. Yeah, that's right. Yep. So technically, when you do positional stuff, this comes up when you have to like teleport and stuff. 000 is actually the furthest edge of the entire world. So we have the world's 1 million blocks by 1 million blocks. Well, over 1 million, right? So yeah, that's how it breaks it down. So that is good. It looks like it is getting the correct. This is indeed tier 1 Nexus, which I may end up redoing that name because there's no reason to do tiers in the name when you upgrade your tier by doing, you know, runes on the ground and building around it. It makes it hold, you know, it makes it hold more. So this information needs to be here. So I got some things mixed up in this packet. It's mixed. So use a 512 wouldn't work if I resized my world then, right? I have no idea. What do you mean by resizing your world? I mean, there may be things that, like, the world builder has, like, if that's what you mean. I'm going to break that, put it back on. Boop, boop. Yeah, see, it's taking a snapshot of itself. Let's take a look here, because it may just be that... Yeah, it may be... Let's just say connected stations, Rustbound magic. You know, it's not taking all my stuff here. Oh, no, never mind. I think I want to do this. start formatting it a little differently. Now I'm getting the block from this positional data, so it's this positional data that is getting screwed up. So let's take a look at this. See, so entity, nexus, leyline, block position, station 1. That is the key we're looking for. So nexus, leyline, block position, station 1. So we are setting the station 1 information. You know what I should probably do? I wonder if this is not being saved. I may have to save this as an attribute. All right, I'm going to do a quick check here. Well, because I'm getting the block position data from the block select. Yeah, and the block selection at this point, it should be different. You're manually adding, subtracting 512 from the position to display it. Yes. When you make a world, you can set the world size and width and height. If I change my world dimensions, your display would be off. Oh, that's true. It probably would be. But at that point, you know, there probably is a better way to do it. But again, that kind of stuff comes in the alpha when people bring something like that to my attention. I just don't know what option that would be in the world. Because there are world options you can get from world data, but they're all strings. And I have no idea what that string would be. And I'm not going to waste a couple days finding it. You know, if someone's numbers are off because they want to do something special, it may just be a bug that they got to deal with until, you know, until someone tells me what to do or until I find out how to do it. But I would be wanting to get spells and stuff online before, you know, something like that. So yeah, you're very much right. Yeah, if someone changes their world size, it's going to throw off all this math. Math! Same with like sea level. There's a world data sea level. Math is fun. It is fun. You know what? I'm going to try one thing. Maybe we can account for it. Just this one thing. Could work, could not work. Who knows? One thing. I'm just making sure this. So, oh. I was setting a default to 000. That's not bad, but I just don't want to do that because I think there will be problems later on if I do that. So I'm going to say this is 2, 2, and 2, 3, 3, and 3. I'm not sure how many things I'm going to allow you to connect to a nexus. I may, and it's 10 right now is what I'm planning on. I may end up dropping it down to like between 5, 6, maybe. Because these things aren't like infinite mana batteries. And if you're going to do things like if you're going to have a lot of stuff, you probably should have them on other nexuses because you can't link nexuses together. Oops. 9, 9, and 9. Yeah, I've been trying to think like how to parse some of this stuff out. Progress. I love math. All right, info. So instead of this, okay, so let me try to get into this .api .world I think it may be block accessor dot. See, that's chunk size, map size. I could, the Z size of the world in blocks. I could try this. I'm gonna change the one thing. That way, maybe it dynamically can change your map size. Whoa! I didn't do shit. What if it's a plus? What if it's a plus? Instead of a big old negative. Nope. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that math. That is just like cattywampus. Right, the X size of the world in blocks. I'm gonna try and see what this prints out. Could be good, could be bad. I'll say size X equals this. Let's see what it thinks. Holy shit. Oh, I gotta divide it by 2. Because it's getting a huge number right now. It's enormous. So I think I want to do something like this to get the math right. There we go. All right, so I'll just propagate this through. So this is how we'll get our X and our Y. You're welcome. Or X and Z, not Y. I'm assuming you need to divide by 2 for map size. Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's the radius. Yep, you are indeed correct. You are indeed correct. There we go. No change. that's what I wanted to see. No change. And so for this, it still has its own information. We still got to fix that. So what does it think? I'm going to comment this out. And we're going to be sending 2 packets. What I want to see here, instead of just side, I'll leave that. I want to see what it thinks this is. This should be a vector 3. I want to see what the X is. Just one part of it. What does it think the X is? The X. Is 512. Yeah, that's way off. Holy pumpkin. So it's getting this positional data. Interesting. What does it think it is when I go into here? What do you think this is? Save! Saying the same thing. Paste this in, paste this in. So instead of that, let's get the block select dot position dot x. So I'm going to make this a 2 and a 1. I just gotta see what the data is. So 2 and 1 and 2. So those are indeed different. This one's coming out at 4, which would make sense. But this is coming out differently. And did I mix things up? Wait a minute, did I? Oh, my keys are swapped. No. No, oh, well, that's egg on my face. I'm like, the data's right. What the hell is wrong? Oh. Oh no. Block select that position, to my knowledge, is the local position on the grid. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah. So if I do this and do this... Oh, wait. I can't remove anything yet. Let's break this and start fresh. All right? So, boop. Boop. Oh, it's not doing it now! Ad break. Wah, wah. That's all right. I'm actually going to have to go a little early again today. Got things to do. So we're close. We're getting closer with this. So if this is station, let me work this through, because I think my packet may need to be readjusted a little bit. So I'm getting the block, right? It's not the Nexus block, it's just whatever the station is. And I'm getting the XYZ that I put in. I am verifying because I see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's getting through here. And I'm making sure that both have a block or a block entity with the fact that they are one of my station blocks. And then I'm creating this whole, like, I'm getting all the attributes. And then I'm either setting the vector 3 position if I am adding, if this is true, which is why it's saying 3 here. And I'm getting the input key. And I'm setting the vector 3 because it is vector 3. The XYZ. I'm putting it back in, and then I'm marking dirty. Here, I would be removing and putting everything back in and marking it dirty. By local position on the grid, I mean a number between 0 and 1 that the actual block for seeing you clicked. Oh, that's not it. That is not it. Position is the XYZ positional data. So, for instance, this came up as 4. Because the X is indeed in 4. So yeah, it is giving the right XYZ. It's just... I'm not seeing anything come up here. Ad break over! Apparently there's a way you could, like, pop out the ad break and then unmute me so you can hear me. Okay, not sure what I was remembering then. There's something with, like, facing. I don't know if you meant something like the side, like the face of the cube. Because I think that's something different that uses, I think, flags. But I think so. I may have to rewrite this to be a little bit different. So on the station, I think this part is right. On the station, I want to write the X, Y, and Z position. I'm gonna try something. Let me cut this out. Let me paste this in. Oh, wait a minute. I have to have 2 separate packets. I think I have to have 2 separate packets. Whoops. Unless, wait, I may be able to call this a little differently. Hold on. Let's go back into here. I think it's just not pulling up the information because of this. Don't think I'm actually assigning this. I'm just assigning the raw information based on a key. So I'm gonna come up to the top. This is gonna be a very sloppy way just to see if this works. All right, I'm gonna do this one way here because it's not gonna work on the altar. Let me look at the altar as well. I think I know what I have to do. That's why I didn't delete that second packet. I just modified it, or that second. I just commented it out because I had a feeling I may have had to do something with it. Yeah, see, the reason why this information's not coming up is because, again, I'm using a variable, but I'm not assigning anything to that variable in the packet. So something like this, right? Connected devices. If I cut this out and I go into... No. I'm going to have to get this. I'm going to have this as 2 packets. So let's go into the messages. I'll start doing things because I'll just start with the Nexus. I'm going to turn this into purely the Nexus. So this will be block entity station Nexus RM. Copy, paste. So really, if we are adding, I can say this dot, not this, BES1 dot, and then I can pull up the, oh, what was it called? Here we go. Leyline block position connected station equals this. Actually, I don't need that, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, this is just the vector 3. Yep, so I just need that. And then what I could do on the flip side, right? I can remove it, and then I could just have this equal null. All right, I know I did something. I got to get a print statement to make sure that information is working now. Or better yet, let's do... What do you... It's like, what do you think the X is for this? I don't know. Wait, do I have to restart? I may have to restart. I haven't restarted in a while. Man, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. I want to get this working. We are very close. Very close to it. Because all my checks, all my overhead checks are client side. And it has to, so it's going to be only client side, but I'm using strictly that variable. And when I'm sending my packets, I'm not assigning... The hell am I? Just gonna delete these, put them on. Boop. Boop. Okay. I don't know. Very interesting, because it's not even getting to here. For my ley line in the Nexus, and I'm still sending the packets, right? Yeah, I am. So I can get rid of that because I only want to send this one packet. I got to put a print statement in there. Yeah, because it's still seeing it as null. I know there's something small that I'm missing. I'm missing it. Block station. All right. I'm getting the position. Let's see what it thinks everything is here. So at this point, I want to see what it thinks the... This needs a certain key, doesn't it? I don't think I can do it quite like this. I think I'm gonna have to do it like this. Copy that. Paste. This would be a get. I think I have to do it like that instead, right? Because I'm going to set the variable, right, with that certain key. And then this right here, I need to get that same keyed information. Maybe? Nah, still being weird. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out a little later. We are gonna find someone to raid. Which? Who do we got playing? Who do we have? Only a couple people. I'm one of 3. Woo! Who is this? Winter Survival, Hunt for Steel, Old Addictions, Exploration. You know what? I haven't seen this person, so we will raid them. Rotten Rose. Exclamation raid / raid Rotten Rose. I mean, I'm going to make sure I copy this message. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. The system is coming together. As you can see, right, there are... You know, you're starting to see what my ideas are, right? 3 different types of mana. It's going to be a leyline system. You will have a central point, a nexus, and then you can connect other blocks to a nexus. From there, they will actually pull from the mana of the nexus to do whatever the process is. This is going to affect the transmutation altar, the table, the Oculus, right? When you're making grimoires, anything like that. It's all going to be contained in this kind of energy system. But yeah, once I get this ironed out, I know there's probably something really dumb that I'm missing. There usually is. Like, I'll end up coming back later tonight, and probably within 5 minutes, I'll have everything working. Happens all the time. But I thank you all for watching. I may be live streaming again later tonight. I'm not sure. I'm kind of tired. And I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, so... You know, I'll be gone for the beginning of the day. I may live stream early tomorrow before my appointment, but either way, thank you everyone. Have a good one, Severed Skulls. I'll talk to you later. Bye.